what we have here is what many call a Dayton ring fan. Why call it ring? This is why. The aluminum ring glued onto the bottom of the motor, for whatever decorative silly reason they thought of. Whatever reason they thought up. So, yeah, this is a 48-inch Dayton, quote-unquote, ring industrial. What this was basically Dayton's first commercial grade, read lower end economy model industrial fan. Okay, because prior to, I want to say, the early or mid 80s, all they made, or all Dayton offered, were the the cast aluminum motor, the beefy ones, which were for straight up industrial use. So Dayton thought, oh, let's market something that's a little cheaper, or rather leading edge style of this, because this is basically a relabeled leading edge. So for leading edge, they called it the High-Tech 2. Or at least the 56-inch model was. I don't know if they had anything name-wise for the 48 or not, but yeah. So this is model 4C853, which is for the 48-inch. The motor is stamped steel. The blades have rolled edges, and they are also made of steel, so they are heavy. And this fan was most commonly seen in Toys R Us stores, because throughout the 80s, they went for these. So, yay. I got this fan new in the box, which is pretty cool. So, anyway, let's see how it performs. For testing purposes, I am using a solid state control. Let's get a threshold in which it actually wants to do something. There we go. Of course, it's loud with the solid state. This fan was made in 1988. By 1991, these were getting phased out with the newer model, which is made by a different OEM. We call them day turds because of their poor reliability. But then again, these rings didn't fare all that well themselves. Failure rate seems to be, I wouldn't say stupid high, but pretty high. High enough to see them replaced with day turds throughout Toys R Us's everywhere. You go to a Toys R Us, or while they were around, while they were still a thing, you'd go to a Toys R Us and you'd see a good few of these not working. So, one of the last Toys R Us's I went to before they closed their doors, was full of rings. No replacements. 3 of them didn't work, but no replacements, so I guess they didn't use them all that much. Let's put the speed up a little bit, to about 1/8 of a turn. Any minor cyclic buzz that a motor might have is grossly amplified by a solid state variable speed control. Let's put up another notch. And in the box, the fan came with an 8-inch or 24-inch down rod. I chose the 8-inch for practical reasons. This is about as fast as I ever see these things going in Toys R Us. Or rather, did. Never full blast. Speaking of full blast, let's go there. Because of the blades being steel, they're heavy, which basically means the fan needs a good while to get up to speed. But eventually it does. And performance is not as sluggish as I imagined it to be. I mean, I've seen rings before, I've had a couple in the past, you know, basically rusty, incomplete shore fans. So, but I've never had a good one. Like a minty, not worn to shit ring. So. Now, I'm thinking the other rings I've seen, at least the 56-inch rings I've seen, right, I'm thinking the reason they're not too great on high is because maybe the capacitor is starting to drift. But the 36-inch rings really aren't that great. They are pretty weak by 36-inch standards. So, let's let it coast. How does this compare to my 48-inch Westinghouse Weatherite leading edge thing? It's definitely a few steps below it. But this thing, it's not too bad for 48-inch standards. So, yeah. There you have it, a minty Dayton leading edge ring.